Hello, I'm Paul.
I'm Jason.
And together we are Those Vegan Guys. We're back with another bloody mukbang.
Oh yeah!
But we kind of thought what we'd do, instead of it just being a mukbang, we'd do a taste test. So I hope you saw the picture on the community page telling you what these things were. But we'll wait anyway until there's a few more people in, and then I'll tell you.
Yes, we'll go through it all.
What everything is, but it's a proper festive mukbang bar gravy with no gravy.
Yeah. Mukbang, we're eating, we're taste testing, we're letting you know what we think, most importantly, and we've already got 44 in the house.
44 in the house.
Which is pretty awesome. Right. Obviously, we've got the camera pointing down slightly, just so you can take all this in.
I can
the important
do
stuff.
That, though, just bring it up a little bit. You can still see all the food.
That's good. So, should we give
and we don't have to lower down so much. Hello! Hello, everybody! Is anyone watching?
49.
Hello! An ode to Cleo Lush. She'll know what I mean.
Bless. Leanne, I think, was first in the house. We'll say a shout out to the few people that are here already. Hey, that number's going up. 53 in the house now.
Nice one.
Leanne, JJ Star, Anita, Muddy Paws, Will and Chris, Angie, Frank, Angela, Ellie, Luna Ray, Anita, Lee Wagstaff, Nikki, Michelle, Vegan Blunders, UK Vegan Vlogger, Naughty Vegan, The Break, Allegas. I might have missed a few. Victoria Gibbons, Withers, us three vegans, Nat Jackson. Everybody's jumping into the chat.
Naughty Vegan, these are no competition for you. Your good old pasties and sausage rolls. These are plats, different category.
Different
category.
Different ball game.
What you should do, Naughty Vegan, is work on a collaboration with me and bring out my festive plat, frozen as Naughty Vegan.
Oh, imagine.
That's what you should do. We'll work together.
Festive bonanza.
So yeah, very excited about trying these two. The oven, whilst these two were in the oven, every time we opened it to check, smelled absolutely beautiful. Jason was proper excited about it, weren't you? And we think that might be the cranberry, because it's basically cauliflower. In fact, let me get the boxes.
Naughty Vegan said, festive plat, we do have our own version.
Oh.
Well, I never. It's a plat off. It's a bit of a plat off. Yeah, food does look amazing. Thank you, Josh. I agree. He's been working over it, slaving over an
most of it's
stove.
ready made though. I've only prepared the veg.
Yeah.
Really, and made the bonbons. So this one is from Sainsbury's. This is the Plant Pioneers one. Grown delicious meat-free Wellington with a rich soya-based filling, mushroom duxelle, and red wine. And the vegan cauliflower cheese Wellington from Asda, which is £3, is cauliflower, sweet potato, and cranberries in our tangy, non-dairy cheddar alternative sauce, wrapped in flaky puff pastry. Sounds lovely, actually.
Indeed.
So the reason we wanted to do this is last year we did a taste test on an Asda and a Tesco, it turned out, plat. Just to kind of, let people know options for Christmas Day, although we do highly still recommend our festive plat. Check out the vlog in our recipes playlist.
Can I jump in there? Not just because obviously it's ours and we're going to recommend having a go at doing ours. Another reason is it genuinely tastes awesome. Another reason is you can customize it. Mm-hmm. And the last reason, and I mentioned this to you before, although these are nice as a centerpiece, the festive plat that we make is bigger and better, and it makes a cracking centerpiece, doesn't it?
One roll of just roll puff pastry and a load of ingredients, and it's nice and long and thick. And I'm going to do a new one soon with, I'm going to call it a vegan meat feast plat, because I think it might be a better alternative for a Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
keep your eye out for that coming soon
Jessica.
on this channel.
Jessica says, everything looks so yummy. Our first vegan Christmas and we are so excited. That's awesome. What a time to be alive.
Do you know, I've never enjoyed Christmas dinners so much, cooking or eating, as I have being vegan.
Yeah, true.
And especially over the last, let's say, 3 years. 2017, I nailed it completely. And I was like, this is a beautiful Christmas dinner.
Lee Wagstaff says, hey guys, you're on a 70-inch telly. Yum. And Lils Garrett said, had your festive plat this week. Even the meat eaters in my family love it.
Brilliant.
Amazing stuff.
Right, I'm going to take this down.
Yes.
Just whilst I cut us a kind of slice each. Because these are so big, what we've said is we're going to pass some along to Jay's mum and dad.
The fam. We'll give a shout out while we're here. Mum, dad, Auntie Pearl. Hi.
And my mum. They're all going to get a bit of each of these because it might be something that they too would like to order for over the festive period.
You've not missed much at all, Stacey. We're just literally chopping and getting ready. We've introduced the food. We've introduced the concept. And we're getting ready to dive in. Whilst you're doing that, should I pour some wine?
Oh, yeah.
I want to pour some wine.
Don't forget to pour it right in front of the camera.
Of course. Yes, as many of you will be aware, we are on one of our favourite wines from Sainsbury's. It's the Penguin Sands Merlot. It's very nice. It's cheap and cheerful is what we call it. It's a great table wine. What if I do it here like this?
Lovely. I do that and do that, and then hopefully people can see what they look like inside. So you've got the soya meat and mushroom, whatever it's called, duxette. This one here from Sainsbury's, and this one is the cauliflower cheese Wellington from Asda.
Fabulous. The focus is actually all right. It's not
so we've got a piece of each of that, Jason. Should we start with the vol au vent? So I did some vol au vents with, you know, the homemade cheese sauce that we did on the last live kitchen, and the vegan queens did as well. So it's the homemade cheese sauce and an olive in a vol au vent.
Fancy. It's fancy.
And this is red cabbage steamed for about 3 minutes. Then in a frying pan with flora butter, you know, the block, and cinnamon. And these are just roasted potatoes, carrots, and sprouts.
Delightful.
I'm going to start with a vol au vent. Jason.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
It's like a starter, isn't it?
Charlotte's picked up on what you've said. It's not something that I paid particular attention to, but Charlotte says, why does red wine being poured look so delicious? So there you go.
It does, and it's also, I mean, it's a kind of, there's a book about alcoholism. I shit you know. And there's a section in the book that talks about the uncorking of the bottle and the glug glug as you pour it, and it's so romanticized. And even though the book's about alcoholism and about this,
well, yeah.
Was it A Million Little Pieces? Can't remember. Could it be?
Will and Grace shouting about the naughty vegan pasties. Yeah, let's just
chin chin. Oh, that cheese sauce is lovely in them. What I might do is chop the olive and some raw onion and mix it with the cheese sauce, and then do vol au vents.
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be nice.
Yeah.
So
I'm still getting used to reading, eating, and talking at the same time. Imran's in the house. Susanna's in the house. ASMR Pillow. Lisa. I think there's a few people I might have missed giving shout outs earlier on. Imran says, I find with these vids that you have to be eating your own food or you start licking the telescreen, which helps no one.
Well, you know, I'll repeat for anyone who's joining us for the first time for one of these. These mukbangs, mukbangs aren't what YouTube might have you believe sometimes with people like Nikocado Avocado.
Yeah, good point.
It doesn't mean sitting, stuffing your face with mountains of food like nobody could ever eat. That's not a mukbang. That's a dangerous overeating show, is what that is.
Yeah.
Mukbang means eating show. And it's about us eating and you eating with us. And ours are inspired very heavily by the beautiful Rose, Cheap Lazy Vegan, who I adore. Even though she hasn't answered my Instagram message about doing an interview with me. Rose.
Charlotte says, yeah, I didn't watch mukbangs for a long time because of him. Yeah. Yeah. No way, Craig's done some fabulous mukbangs with his family. I don't think he's doing them anymore now, but back in the day, if you wanted to go search them out.
He's got a whole other way with his... Right,
what we're doing.
Just so we can actually do what we've come here to do.
Yes.
I'm going to take 2 slices of this. I've already got some vegetables and 2 slices for you, young sir. And I'm going to take some cinnamon cabbage.
Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. Of course, we have our mods in the house taking care of business this evening. Eternally grateful to our fabulous mods.
I don't know who's here.
Well, Lauren's definitely in the house, and Leanne is definitely in the house. I don't know if I've seen Kelly yet.
It's just a small smattering of everything that's there, basically. Which one you're going to try first with, Jason? Which? Yeah, lovely. Which thing are you going to try first? I think maybe if we tried the things together.
Yeah.
And then we can give a real honest opinion.
Compare and contrast.
Yeah.
And what I'm really pleased about, I've not asked yet, we're just about 12 and a half minutes into the stream. We're just about to fully dive into the food. I'm assuming everybody can see and hear okay, which is brilliant. Usually, if there's any problems, people let us know. So I'm assuming everything's good.
119 people watching. If most of you could hit that like button, more people will be shown this video while it's happening. Just close the chat, hit the like button, or the dislike if you don't like it, although why would you be watching it? Come on.
Should we just recap on, because there's a couple of people asking that maybe have just joined slightly late, can you recap on what the 3 items are that we're eating?
Yes, this is the Asda plant-based chicken style roast. It's actually at the end of the meat aisle. They've got a new bay with all the kind of meat alternatives. It's £5. So that's the Asda chicken style roast. It's already sliced on our plates. This is the meat-free Wellington from Sainsbury's. Is that what they've called it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, meat-free Wellington, which is soya with a mushroom duxelle and red wine. And this one is Asda cauliflower cheese Wellington.
So there you go. What did you just eat then before?
A Sprite.
Oh, okay. Thought I'd missed something. Okay, loads of people in the house. Thank you for the likes and the thumbs up.
Thanks, guys.
Genuinely, it really does help get the word out.
Right, Jay, I'm going to try this chicken style roast.
Oh,
I've heard very mixed reviews about this.
Mixed reviews.
I've heard some people saying it's absolutely great and it's great on sandwiches afterwards. Some saying it was bland and greasy.
I think Lauren was talking about it before. Hedge Rider had said, I think she said it was good with gravy. It's good to just try it on its own, isn't it? Just to get a proper sense.
There's a bit of sage in that. It tastes like the sage in that. It's quite nice. I can imagine. It's one of them. On its own, like that, just on its own, it's okay. On a Christmas dinner with all of your sides and your potatoes and your gravy and your pigless wieners in blankets, and a good gravy, that'd be lovely. And I should imagine cold, sliced thin. The trouble is with these, they get that crust on the outer. They're very soft on the inside, so they're very hard to slice thin. But on a sandwich with flora, butter, and stuffing, oh yeah. Man.
It's quite herby. It's actually quite flavoursome. I don't think it's bland at all by any means. I'll be honest, what I'm not keen on is the texture. I'm really not keen on the texture. It's not brilliant, but taste-wise, it's really flavoursome.
I don't want to put people off by saying this, but the texture is slightly gelatinous.
Slightly, yeah.
Only slightly, but with gravy and everything else, that would hide. Is it worth £5?
Hopefully, Josh, that's just explained it to you. That's kind of the word I would have used to describe the texture. Slightly gelatinous.
Yeah, I mean, it's for something you would buy for Christmas and maybe have as part of a hot meal and then let it go cold in the fridge so it'd be easier to slice. Then for sandwiches, yeah, it's worth £5. There's quite a lot there.
Yeah, true.
You know, so I'm going to try this red cabbage. Don't you love how purple it goes?
I just had some, it's beautiful.
It's been cooked.
It's definitely worth giving it a try. I think obviously all of this stuff is down to personal preference. But I also know that over the last year or so, as the channel has grown and all you wonderful people have jumped on board and become part of this community, you kind of trust us to give honest opinions and down-to-earth opinions. So, yeah, that's an interesting one.
I'm going to try this one, Jason, the Sainsbury's soya one.
Okay.
You're just picking up and eating it.
Yeah. People can see then. They can see me biting into it. So this is the Sainsbury's
nice
one,
big slice, yeah. The meat-free Wellington. Again, softer inside than I expected. I expected a kind of wadge of soya.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Topped with a mushroom duxelle.
Susanna, what a load of welly. Kidding.
And the flavour's actually quite nice.
Hi, Deneen.
But
thanks for joining us.
It could handle more flavour.
Yeah. Tom Hemming's in the house. Thanks for joining us.
Is that a thing you handle with gravy? I mean, that's not bad at all, that. I don't love it.
I think you're right. It's pretty darn good. I'm a bit of a sucker for black pepper. It feels like it needs a little bit of pepper in there, or just something. Yeah. But considering how much
I've gone back for a third bite, so it can't be that bad.
Considering how much herbage is on the top, you know, and in the pastry and everything, it doesn't massively come through, does it? Or is it just me? That is the important question, naughty vegan. What? Very well done. The important question is, would you buy it again? How much was it?
$3.75, the Sainsbury's one.
It's not bad for $3.75. You're getting a decent amount there.
I would buy it again, but only at festive times. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it wouldn't become a mainstay.
No, it's not something I would buy regularly.
I suppose the other thing as well is, this is about convenience, isn't it, really?
People, let's not forget that the channel is aimed mainly at people who are new to veganism, who are like us, 95% down to earth veganism. If I could pick it up and cook it and it's vegan and it's hurt nothing, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
Right. The cheese one. Oh, I didn't realise I've just had a piece of sweet potato and the cheese one. It was delicious.
Wow. Goat says, I'm always surprised how much good stuff you can get in the UK for great prices. I'd love our stores to get more different products at good prices, even though I am mainly Whole Foods. Awesome stuff. Yeah, we've had a lot of comments over the last few months about that from our international audience.
Hey, you're mainly Whole Foods, and I'm putting this out there now because it's a challenge to myself. Sometime in November, I'm doing 7 days of whole food plant-based.
When did I miss the first bit? When
Sometime in November.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, are we diving in on the
cauliflower cheese?
So this is the Asda one, isn't it?
Cauliflower cheese, sweet potato, and cranberry in a cheese sauce. Now that's a lovely flavour. What do you think?
It's good.
The combo of flavours in that, the cheese and the cranberry and the cauliflower.
I don't think the cheese is that much to write home about.
No, it's nice
candy
cheese sauce.
Yeah.
The hero is the mixture, not the individual element. Do you know what I mean?
The pastry's lovely. The cranberry comes through and it's really nice, and I don't think it's too much. It's not overpowering. No. With the amount of cheese that's in there as well. Yeah.
It's nice. I want vegetables now. After all that. Have you highlighted somebody then, Olive?
Yeah, Mark's referencing the roast. I was really looking forward to having the Asda roast cold in a sarnie the next day, but found it went all stodgy and weird after it had been in the fridge.
All right.
What we generally tend to do, obviously with this mukbang, is we will eat and chat and review, answer a few questions as we're going along, and then once we've got the majority of the food and the eating out of the way,
we'll shift.
We segue. Yes, we segue into the latter parts,
and then we'll take all your questions. We've got stuff to talk to you about.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's all sorts going on. Right, I'm going to try a bit with the sprout now. This is the chicken roast.
Say hello to Charlie H. Kelly is in the house. We missed you, Kelly. and if we missed you earlier on, I can only apologise, lovely lady. What are you on now?
I just had a bit more of the chicken style roast, but with a sprout.
I want a bit of wine.
Just to kind of, yeah.
Cheers.
Chin chin. Why have you got that much and I've got that much?
Oh, dear me.
Thanks.
Fair's fair.
The Legend of Billie Jean. Fair is fair! Does anyone remember that film from the 80s? What's she called that played Supergirl? I really like her and all.
The original Supergirl, like back in the day. I can't remember what she's called. No idea.
Helen Summer. She was in that film anyway. The Legend of Billie Jean. Brilliant 80s movie. Anyone remembers that?
I hadn't. Sorry, I've not made the connection. Yeah. Naughty Vegan said, we did go rogue today and tried the Aldi vegan butternut squash and chickpea parcels. They were very nice.
Nice.
Where you go. I've got to say, and I'm not just saying.
They're in a phyllo pastry, aren't they? Sorry, Jason.
No, it's all right.
Aren't they in like a phyllo pastry? Let us know. Naughty Vegan, if none of you have realised, by the way, the fabulous purveyors of the fabulous cheese pasty, beef style pasty, and sausage rolls that we taste tested too long ago.
Yeah.
I forgot what they tasted like. You should send us more.
I've not forgotten, and I'm not just saying it because they're here, or somebody is here. Someone is here. I still think you are pretty much ahead of the game when it comes to your fillings. And, you know, this is pretty good in terms of the filling.
Here's the thing. These aren't everyday things, though, are they?
No.
Naughty Vegan make stuff that you can buy and have weekly or fortnightly or whatever, you know what I mean? With a nice salad or taters and veg or whatever. These are aimed at the festive market. That's why we're trying them. They are definitely aimed directly at it. But you know what? Honestly, honest to goodness, above any of these, I would say, look at our festive plat video, because anybody can make that. Anybody can. It's so easy to make. And you make it the way you want it, and then it's yours.
And the other thing as well is, obviously what we were talking about before was about, this is about convenience. The Naughty Vegan stuff, it's about convenience. Excellent price point, by the way, on the Naughty Vegan stuff as well. But the festive plat is not labour intensive, is it, really?
No.
It's pretty quick to put together. Like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, to kind of, yeah.
This is all lovely, though. All of it. I'll be honest, I'm not rushing back.
I know.
I'm not rushing back for this.
What we normally have on Christmas Day, and I'll be completely honest here, and we've done it for the last few years, except for this last year, we ended up having a tofurkey roast, because the middleman that works between V-Bites and Holland and Barrett went bust. So Holland and Barrett didn't get their, you know, Christmas orders. Normally, that's where I would, and they do this thing called a celebration roast, and it's 6 slices of fake turkey and 4 sausages wrapped in bacon. And we've had that because, as we always say, it's the rest of the meal that makes your meal.
Yeah.
It's how you do your veggies and your sides and your gravy, and isn't it though? It's that actually makes the meal.
100%.
And everyone's very individual with stuff like that, aren't they, as well? You know, we like we have a cider-based gravy. We get a bottle of vegan cider from Sainsbury's, and the vegan celebration roast from V-Bites, Veggie Deli, comes with a little sachet of gravy, and I put a lot of herbs in the pan, sage, rosemary, thyme, all in the pan with butter, then this gravy powder, then my cider. Beautiful. But we like a very sweet gravy on Christmas Day, don't we?
Yeah, you do an awesome gravy any day of the year, but particularly Christmas Day, New Year's Day.
It's good, yeah.
Exceptional, yeah. Really, really good. A few more people in the house. Newbie Vegan, good evening all. Hope everyone's well. Sorry I'm a little bit late to the party. You are not that late, and it's good that you're here. 176 in the house.
Amazing.
106 thumbs up, which is pretty blooming respectable, but a few more would be awesome.
Yeah.
Always appreciated. Helps us out with the YouTube robots.
If you don't know what to do, close the chat, click the like button, click on the little speech bubble again, the chat reopens, it's all still there, you haven't missed a thing, and we would really appreciate a like.
Susan.
Cheers, everybody.
You know what? Yeah, cheers.
And I know we're all having a tough time at the moment. We're in Manchester. We're in Tier 3 lockdown. I haven't hugged my best. I live with this wonderful man here and get all the hugs I need. But even though I love potatoes, I don't want them every day. You know what I mean? We both miss hugging Stuart, don't we?
Yeah.
We both miss hugging Kay. Kay's like our best girlfriend from Yelvertoft. We've both known her for so many years.
I miss bloody hugging my mum and dad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I try not to think about it too much.
Yeah.
Try not to think about it too much because it's like, it's sort of...
We are very huggy people though, aren't we?
We're quite tactile people. I'm sure a lot of other people are out there.
So it's killed us.
You spend too much time thinking about it, it can really start to upset you and like kind of get you down. So I kind of dip in, get that realization and that sense, and I'm there for a minute or two, and then I pull back from it again, and I'm like, yeah, and just kind of go back a little bit into partial autopilot mode. Yeah. Susanna, on a different note and a brighter note, says we should do an Xmas bang party, as probably won't see the family this year.
We will be. Are we doing what we did last year?
Yeah, even if it's just for like 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah.
We will be having our Christmas dinner live. I couldn't stand the thought last year of anyone being on their own. And it's no skin off our nose because we just sat here in us kitchen. My mum was here last year, but we shifted the camera so it's just on me and Jason. I think it'll just be me and Jason this year. Mum will be at someone else's house. We will be live on Christmas Day. For sure. Love spending time with our fam.
Yeah.
You know, our YouTube fam as well as our blood fam.
And like you just said, the fact of the matter is, and this was genuinely the reason why we did it last year. I'll be honest, when Paul kind of first suggested it, it was like, oh, we'll go live on Christmas Day. I was a bit like, really? Christmas Day? Really? But then when he put it to me the way that he just mentioned it before, I was kind of straight away, I was like, actually, you know what? Even if there's only 5 people and those 5 people are on their own and they've tuned in on YouTube to watch us and to just not be on their own for an hour, then that just concreted it for me. I was like, yeah. So, yeah, at some point on Christmas Day, we'll be stuffing us faces and going live on here for any and all to join us and enjoy. I'm going to scroll down.
Oh, it'll be a right laugh.
Chat's going silly. Nicola says, I'm in North Manchester. I did a massive shop today to last. Yeah. And Jessica's sending virtual hugs to everybody. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica. I know that they're completely different beasts, YouTube and Facebook, but if you do follow our Facebook page, you will have seen that, in fact, if you just type Sainsbury's Vegan Christmas in Google or any other search engine, should take you to the Sainsbury's website, and the vegan stuff that's not in store, you have to order it. You order it and you pick it up on either the 22nd, 23rd or 24th of December in your local store. I've put a £30 order in, already paid 20, just got to pay a tenner. Got cauliflower cheese bake, plant-powered beef Wellington, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a mixture of mini sausages in bacon and stuffing balls.
Yeah.
It's like a bits platter. Giant salted caramel star. Oh, and no pork belly bites.
Oh, like cube type things. Yeah.
Very interested in them.
Unfortunately, we're not going to have them until like 3 days before Christmas.
I had a word with manager in Sainsbury's today because we went up today. I had a word with them. I was like, look, is there no chance I can get something early? I could do a vlog, a taste test, let folk know what stuff's like. He said, I could get it you 2 days early. I said, that's no good.
It's not
It's
good.
too late. Folk want to order. So we bit the bullet. If it's not good, it's Christmas. It's Christmas.
It's all good. It's all good. Josh is probably gone now, but if you're still around, Josh, thank you for joining us, and sorry you're having to head off so quickly, but thank you for being here. I'm going to scroll down because the chat is thick and fast. 192 in the house now. Just out of interest, whilst we're just kind of finishing off a few bits of food, I'm always curious. Can I just have a couple of minutes where people just tell us where you're from? Because I'm genuinely always fascinated to see where people hail from. It's usually quite international, but I'm conscious also of time frames. Like somebody commented on one of our, I think it was our Instagram post before, it was like 10:30 in the morning or something where they were eating breakfast. Midlands, Milton, Oxfordshire, Lincoln, UK. Lots of UK in the house. Grimsby. Oh, Ontario, Canada, Dublin, Ireland. I've slowed it down a bit. Vancouver, Canada, near Blackpool. Anita, thank you. Just west of Cardiff, Yorkshire. I'm going to scroll down and then scroll back up. Oh, Produce Not Pills, Chicago, of course. Michigan, USA, Misty Gatewood. We've got Lils in Leeds.
York, Durham.
Liverpool, Atlanta, Mr. Atlanta. New Orleans, USA, Barbara Wilson. Mandy, hi guys, bloody Rochdale way. Excellent. Oh, thanks everyone. Mirko, I'm in Montenegro. It's a small country in the south of Europe. Of course. Matt, Puerto Rico. Oh, I'm going to stop now. I want to eat. Amazing. I love that. I love that. I love that we've got so many people from so many different places. Absolutely brilliant. I get a little buzz off that. I don't know what it is. It's just a little thing that I like to see people from all over. It's really nice. What are you finishing off with? You're going to have your other vol-au-vent.
I've got a bit more veg. I'm going to have a bit more of this cabbage, actually.
I'm going to top it off with Sarah.
Absolutely love.
Rotherham. There we go. That's the last one. Oh, no, I'm going to read Lisa, Sweden. Because I don't think anybody else has come up from Sweden yet.
Mind finishing off the... I don't want to waste this.
No, I don't mind. It's lovely. So the fam are definitely going to get some, aren't they?
Yeah,
because we've had enough there, haven't we, to eat?
Yeah. Well, let's finish this off. And then I'll move. Because everyone's seen everything now.
Oh, Deneen, Michigan. Thank you, Louisa. Thank you. Love you guys, she says. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I see what you're gonna do. You're gonna take that and that, and then I'll shift this and this. This, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I think we can come a little bit nearer.
There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Fabulous.
You could even tilt it up a little bit now, Jay.
Yeah. Anyone would think that was a slick transition. That was a slick transition. Well done.
Yeah. Oh, move me bloody fork. Div.
I don't want to move it up too much because people still want to be able to see the food. There we go. See this? See these lovely marks all over the kitchen wall? Promise. I keep seeing them on our videos, and every time I see them, of late, didn't bother me a few months back, but recently I'm seeing them and I'm not liking it.
Driving you crazy, aren't
It's bugging me. It's bugging me.
You know what, though? We've thought about painting this wall as a green screen.
Yeah, the problem is the radiator's there.
Now,
move the light back a little bit.
If you're enjoying the stream, would you mind giving the video a like? Close, if you're on a mobile device, just close the chat, give it a like, and then click the little speech bubble symbol again, and the chat will reopen, and it'll all still be there. Or a dislike if you don't like it, but that's going to make me question your sanity and your morals as a person, because why would you sit and watch something you didn't like?
Well,
why?
I'll say a few words. Haunting of Bly Manor. Sorry. Handbag there. Woo! Go. Thank you. Those vegan guys' streams are always so cozy and homely. That's a really nice thing to say. And we're really glad to hear that, because that's kind of what we like. It's kind of what we want to go for.
Down to earth veganism.
On the reg. It's not like it's by design. We're just sat in our kitchen, just being ourselves.
I'm going to eat some more potato.
Scroll down a bit, because it is thick and fast. James Wilkins in the house. Question. We can answer a couple of questions while we're eating, can't we?
Of course we can.
Oi, fellas. Can you suggest the best meat-free mince for a spag bol? I'm not getting on with the Quorn.
Well, Quorn mince isn't vegan. For a start, just so as you know. I don't think they do a vegan one yet, do they? Vegan mince.
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm not 100% sure.
For us personally, if we're after an actual mince alternative, Sainsbury's own. Sainsbury's own, which is that's Plant Pioneers mints. Your mum and dad have fell in love with it, haven't they?
Yeah, the Sainsbury's own is really good. And we've always sung the praises of the Sainsbury's own mints, even before they kind of rebranded the vegan range. We were buying it many moons ago, along with the Sainsbury's meatballs. We were just lovers of them, weren't we, for ages? So yeah, there's your best bet. To be fair, Naughty Vegan says, "Is it question time? We've got a few."
Chuck them out.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to carry on eating, and the chat is thick and fast. What I really like, you've mentioned this before, I really like that in this community, and I know it's like this in a lot of communities on YouTube, but I really like the fact that people talk amongst themselves, people help each other out, people share information.
That's what the chat's for.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love that. So if we do miss something, do feel free to ask us again, because it's like 200 people in the house right now.
You ever had oven roasted sprouts, by the way? Revelation. They're amazing.
Okay.
Crispy on the outside, sweet, soft sprout puree in the middle if you do them right.
So Naughty Vegan, we put a call out on social media in the week to see what flavour pies we should develop. What would you and your readers like to see? That's really interesting and brilliant, and thank you for asking, Naughty Vegan. Beyond what you've already done, which is pretty impressive, what else? You're the cook. You're the kitchen dude. So I'm gonna pass this over to you. I'd like. You said something the other day in the car. You mentioned something about, I think it was relating to a pie or a pasty and a certain filling combo. And I can't remember what. I don't want to say it in case I'm wrong.
Was it sausage and bean? Well, we've heard that they're at Asda. Haven't we? Sausage and bean. We just haven't found them yet. But sausage and bean was enough to make me go to Asda for the third time in a very short period of time.
Giving up now. Giving up on Asda. I don't think
sausage, bean and cheese.
I'm going to have to try it. Right, so this is an end piece. So there's actually going to be more crust on the outside. It's probably not going to be quite as gelatinous. No, I don't like it. I actually don't like it. And that, my good friends, is a very, very rare thing.
It is for you, actually.
I'm really not keen. It's such a shame because it tastes lovely. It tastes really nice. I love the taste of it.
I wonder if it would be better if I did it for the allotted time in the oven.
Maybe. It feels to me like it needs to be cooked for longer. But I don't. It's been cooked plenty, hasn't it?
I did it in the air fryer.
Yeah.
For 30 minutes.
Yeah. No, it's cooked. Ah, frustration at the texture, but not the taste. So yeah, just going back to the Naughty Vegan question. I'm trying to think what else would be good. There's so many different combinations, isn't there? A really good, because Naughty Vegan.
I think people will have.
Oh, we'll have moved on now.
No, I think people will have answered.
Ah, yeah. Helen said mushrooms, cauliflower, or lentils.
See?
Yeah, yeah, it goes really quick, doesn't it?
Red cabbage, butter and cinnamon. Put it on your Christmas dinner.
Yes. Right, Esma, hello. Creamy cheesy pie with spinach, mushroom, sweet potato. Quite a few suggestions, which is cool. Joseph says, "Can you please make a pumpkin pie video?" Amazing. You was talking about pumpkin pie just the other day, wasn't you?
Well, yeah, but only because Simnett Nutrition, Derek and Crystal, they did a sweet potato pie recently and it looked really good. It's not something we have in England a lot, you know. It's a very American and Canadian thing, pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie. Very American and Canadian. I'd like to try it, but I don't want to go to all the effort of cooking one and then realise I don't like it. That's rare though.
Ellie says, Jason, as you just like the mushrooms, how's the Wellington? I hate them too. Nice one, Ellie. It's nice to find a kindred spirit in this vegan world. Because there aren't many. People, when I tell them that I'm vegan and then they find out that I hate mushrooms, you should see the scowls that I get from people. To go to your question, it's lovely. It's proper nice. I'm not picking up on any sort of significant amount of mushroominess, which is a good thing. So, yeah.
Oh, can I just say, by the way, I've noticed that over the last couple of days, as will be evident by our next end card, live videos don't have an end card, we've had 3 new patrons. So thank you so much, guys, for signing up to our Patreon page. It does help massively.
Yeah.
And keeps us motivated to keep wanting to do content.
Yeah, big time. Massive, massive thank you for all of the support. It also helps us to continue to keep stuff in our faces as well, which is nice.
It's quite crucial, really.
Oh, Imran, me and you, you know what? Gonna fall out.
What's that?
You're talking about how much you love mushrooms and how much you detest beetroot. I'm gonna scowl at you the same way that mushroom lovers scowl at me. Gorgeous.
Yes! Send us all your samples. And expect an honest response. Mind you, your last lot were bloody marvellous, so, you know, don't think about worry about it, really.
Jesson's asking an interesting question, and I don't really know the answer to this myself, to be honest, because you deal with most of this.
What?
Is being a patron more helpful than being a TVGP? Or is there not a lot of difference?
Slightly.
Slightly more, yeah. Slightly more helpful.
I'll be really, really, really brutally honest with all of you guys right now. We got our Google payment the other day, and it was £230 for the month. And that's because they take a huge chunk, because we've only had membership for a couple of months. So that's supposed to be ads and members. That 230 odd quid, and our Patreon brings in about 140. So that's a job that I'm such a cheapskate, whose pay I would be happy for.
Yeah,
you know, £400 or £500 a month, £100 a week, brilliant. Which is why we have the freedom to continue. Why I'm not out there madly searching for a job.
Yeah. It's big. It's really, really big. It's really important. It means the world to us that we can carry on doing this, because it's what we love.
Google takes more than Patreon does.
I'm really glad that you mentioned about the ads thing, because I thought about this the other day, and I hope you don't mind me saying. Do you mind me sharing, whilst we're in this moment of kind of transparency and talking openly and honestly, what we do with ads on YouTube in terms of what we do when we are watching YouTube? Because here's the thing, I think a lot of our viewers would feel bad, or some of our subscribers might feel bad clicking on a video, one of our videos, and before it starts, like a 3-minute advert comes up, or even like a 5-minute or 2 ads come up, like back to back before you can watch it. I'm going to be honest now, and this is slightly detrimental to our income stream on YouTube, but I want to be honest about this. If an ad is more than a minute long, I will normally click past it. And we
don't expect you to watch.
We don't have control really over what YouTube does in terms of the length of ads that they put on the videos. So I suppose I'm giving you a bit of a get out clause, though. I'm saying,
and I tell you what else as well. We never put ads on a video under 10 minutes, 10 minutes or under, ever.
Yeah.
We just think, no, it's not fair on you guys. If you want to just click and watch a 10-minute video, you don't want to skip ads or watch ads or whatever. But usually, if they're kind of 15 minutes plus, then we'll will say, yeah, go on, put ads on. And I try and only do them at the beginning and the end of the video, so you're not getting bothered during the video. So we do urge you to watch them because every little helps.
Mandy says, your red cabbage, Paul, with apple and cheese in a pastry pie.
Oh.
Well done, Mandy.
Oh,
well done.
Mandy, that's filth and I love it. Cinnamon red cabbage with apple and cheese.
Jem, you're here. You're here, Jem. That's the main thing.
That sounds fantastic.
We're finishing up our food. We're getting there just about. If anybody, by the way, is just joining us, it is our.
This is our dinner.
This is our dinner. We're eating our dinner in front of you. We're taste testing some festive grub, and it's all gone down pretty well, except for the Asda roast. I'm not even going to finish this, and that's never happened before.
I'll be very interested to see what Isis thinks.
I think she'll probably turn her nose up at it.
Do you think?
Yeah, I do. Could be wrong.
Try opening a packet of corn ham in our kitchen when Isis is in the kitchen without being bothered.
Loves it.
She's crazy about it.
Loves the stuff. Absolutely loves it.
I have to give her a slice sometimes. We're in bits. We're going to go in bits.
Bless you, Will and Chris.
She killed a bird the other day.
Oh, let's talk about this for a second.
Second bird.
Ever that we're aware of.
First one was a yellow tit last winter. This winter, a little sparrow. Do you know what?
I buried it in the back garden.
I was really annoyed at her because whenever she comes to the back door, even if it's slightly ajar, if it's not ajar enough for her to just get in, she'll scratch on the glass. Stood up and just scratch on the glass until we let her in, not with a bird in her mouth. I saw her come trotting down the garden path dead proud, like. We haven't been horrible to her, by the way. She's a cat. It's nature. This is what cats do. And she was actually grabbing at the door, trying to come in. And I know it was a gift and everything, but I just said, no, sweetheart, I'm sorry, no, you can't come in. Put that down.
Her feelings weren't hurt. She
just and buried it.
She just stayed in the garden quite proudly, just kind of sitting there, basking in her achievements. So it's nature, we get it, but it was a bit of a shock because it's like I say, it's only the second time she's ever actually caught a bird. I've actually worried for her. If any of you have seen there's tiny little snippets of Isis that crop up in our vlogs sometimes. And there was one video where Isis gets complete exclusivity. She has an entire vlog dedicated to her. And in that vlog, she's taken on magpies in the tree in the back garden.
No, this is not right.
Okay.
This magpie is a bully.
True.
He is. He's a bully.
He's a bully, and he's got mates who are also bullies.
He comes to the garden on purpose, sits low in the tree in our backyard until she comes out. Bit higher, she gets on the tree. Bit higher, she goes right up, flies over to the tree in the neighbour's garden. He knows what he's doing.
But the thing is,
that's a long comment,
Jen. The magpies are nearly as big as she is, so she won't be catching a magpie in her mouth and bringing it to the back door. No chance. Oh, Jen's asked the dreaded question.
Go on.
Can anyone recommend a good recipe for Yorkshire pudding? This is my first Christmas being vegan and really want to make the whole Christmas Day dinner vegan for all the family. Bless you. Number one, awesome for doing that. Number two, don't put too much pressure on yourself. People go nuts at Christmas.
Best advice would be to Google it.
Yeah. An experiment.
Because there are some recipes out there that work and there are some that are just fail terribly. There also are some companies that specialised in dry mixes that you can purchase and you just add a certain amount of plant milk and you've got your batter there. I'm working on I bought the stuff and then I kind of got sidetracked. But I am going to work on a recipe for Yorkshire Pud because I miss it.
Marcus. I'm ashamed to say my two are fur-coated Killing machines. They have brought home frogs, rats, mice, birds. It's awful, but unfortunately, it's what they do.
Absolutely.
Marcus, I'm glad that ISIS isn't that bad, to be honest. I can just about handle the occasional silliness from her. Most love and music. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's greatly appreciated. FYI, corn fishless fillets were reduced from £3 to 45 pence in Sainsbury's yesterday. So I bought 10 of them. Why not?
Well, yeah, that's the thing you've got to do, haven't you? You've got to. When there's something there, you know, we do. If something's really cheap, we'll get between 3 and 5.
Yeah. We those veg fingers were on offer.
75p. We bought 5 of them, didn't we?
Yeah.
They've been great for sandwiches. You know, like a look when he's working at home, which I'm really annoyed about because he's got to start going to the office every day he works from the beginning of November.
I think. Yeah. I don't want to talk too much about this because, you know,
I'm furious.
I have to be a little bit careful. But what I will say is it seems just a bit like it's the opposite of what we're being told to do at the moment. But without going into it in too much detail, I do work for a mental health charity. And so technically, lots of the staff are classed as frontline key workers.
Well, you're not.
I'm not frontline and I'm not classed as a key worker. So it's a bit of an irritation, to be honest. But that's life. We've got to suck it up and just carry on being safe. Really, really safe. And that's what I've been doing. That's what we've been doing since March, isn't it? So we just carry on being safe and sensible. Going back to the cat thing, Pauline says, my cat brought a live rat home. I don't know who screamed more trying to get it out of the house, me or the rat. Happy to say it got out alive.
Oh, good.
Good. Really pleased to hear that. And Jem says, thanks, guys. I'll keep a lookout for that, Paul. Yeah, Ellie, thank you.
Thank you, Ellie.
Thank you so much. All I've read and about the Yorkshire pudding thing comes up so often. Mm-hmm. So many people in so many groups ask about Yorkshire puddings. And the one consistent thing is that it's really inconsistent. You know, there's people that have tried 10 different versions, 10 different recipes, and it's hit and miss a lot of the time. I'm sure Mum won't mind me saying, a little bit like Mum's cakes at the moment. She's been having hit and miss with baking the cakes, hasn't she? Bless her. But she's keeping on trying, and that is the most important thing of all. Are we done?
I am.
I think I am. Yeah. I'll leave that on my plate, and then when Isis comes down later on, I'll see if she wants to try a bit. But yeah. Jem, thank you so much for the super chat. Greatly appreciated.
Naughty vegan. Look, I'm looking for free advertising. Turn up tonight, expecting to see you in your aprons. That'd be a cooking video, you get big daft egg. Wouldn't it? We're not going to sit and eat in an apron. Oh, they will be worn. I love my naughty vegan apron. Love it.
I'll just be honest and say, when I put a cooking apron on, I feel like a bit of a fraud. If I'm
does breakfast every morning.
Yeah, I should wear it when I'm doing breakfast.
Every morning without fail, Jason does breakfast. If you saw our recent What We Eat on a Lazy Day video, you'll see that. His section was all lovely and calm and just long shots.
Because I just got up.
Doing stuff with nice music. Me, I'm like, right, here's lunch. Here's what we're having. La, 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 la.
It is totally that. That is exactly what it was. You know, it's all good. It's all good. Jessica says, I started using the cocoa milk, you guys. It's so good and doesn't split in coffee. Hurrah!
Isn't it good stuff? That's why we've stuck with it, because every other milk we tried curdled in hot drinks. Cocoa never has. When we first started drinking it 7 years ago, it had a bit of a coconutty taste, then it didn't, then it came back to some tune. You emailed them, didn't you, and said that
something's going on.
It's tasting really coconutty again, and then they've changed the recipe again. We think, I mean, I'm 7 years into being vegan now, so I couldn't tell you what semi-skim milk tastes like, apart from rape, murder, and violence. but it's the one that reminds me the most of that, which is what we used to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Stacey says, I'm due back at work beginning of November. I work in a charity shop and it's so small. I don't know how it's going to work. Dreading it. Yeah, it's the same across the boat, isn't it? Yeah. On a separate note, Naughty Vegan says, what's the best vegan bacon?
Well, you know, Leanne said this as well today. Is the cardboard wrapper to the one we finished it on? What's it called, Leanne? We had it today and yesterday for lunch. No oink or oink free from Tesco's. It is a very close contender to This Isn't Bacon. Very, isn't it?
The one that we've had on the sandwich today? Yeah. Now,
do you not think?
It's good, but it's not as good. No, I don't think so.
Did you not? And today I put smoked salt on it as well because it's unsmoked.
This Isn't Bacon is better. I still think it's up there. It's got to be one of the best, if not the best. But yeah, I take your point. It's probably the next one down. If I had to kind of...
I liked it.
It's definitely got a podium position. Marcus could not agree more, good sir. Says, wow, our mods are doing a great job tonight. Yeah, our mods are always on it. They're on fire. No one gets in here without a vegan pass. Well, they do. If they're open-minded, of course.
Jay, you need to stop pausing the chat. You keep saying it's moving really fast and then you pause it. And then that happens.
Sorry.
And there's loads, so just leave it now.
Right.
Leave it to flow.
Okay.
If we miss anything, we miss it. We can't keep stopping. It's too fast, like I said. I'll just pull this in a bit. Pull that up a bit. There we go. And now even I can read the chat as well. And it should be a bit easier to... The mod squad are on it tonight, bless them. You're all amazing. You'll have your long time.
Very good point. Very well made, Jessica. I went vegan because I didn't want to be a hypocrite anymore. I love animals and I couldn't justify the cruelty anymore. This is why I'm loving all of this vegan stuff turning up all over the place, because the psychology around choosing the cruelty option over the cruelty-free option fascinates me. From a human perspective, the psychology around it fascinates me. It really does.
Mandy, I do make pastry. Here's what you all have to remember, guys, and I will keep repeating this. Who we aim at mainly is people who think that veganism is really difficult, who never make anything from scratch, who just want to be able to go to a supermarket, buy this, that, and eat it, or eat simple things. However, if you've downloaded our free ebook, Down to Earth Vegan, there's a pastry recipe in there. And I used that pastry recipe in the North versus South cooking challenge video with London Vegans, where they did tatty hash and we did meat pie, mash and parsley liquor. And I made it all entirely from scratch. The pastry, the pies, the whole meal. It was brilliant.
Produce Not Pills, is it super cold now? It's certainly getting there.
It's not quite super cold, but it is.
It's getting there. You can definitely feel the shift. The clocks are changing in the early hours of tomorrow morning. And I've switched officially to the big coat. So that's
what Northerners do. Is it? How cold is it? Oh, it's big coat weather.
Chris, for Yorkshire puddings, I use gram flour, baking powder, a bit of water, oat milk, stick it in the fridge, heat your oil on high, works all the time. Thank you, Chris, for sharing that. And if you say it's consistent and it works every time, even better, even better.
I think this is something from Jen.
I'm not going anywhere near the conversation now, so you can look after that.
Well, you could just scroll up a little bit like that. I'm getting a lot of hate from friends lately as I'm vegan, they don't understand. I'm fed up keep repeating my own choices. You know, just don't, Jen. If anyone, if people challenge you on what you've decided to do and your beliefs, it's not that they're challenging you, it's that they're defending their own ego. It's always the same. Cognitive dissonance is always the same. And if anybody challenges you about your veganism, just say, wait, are you defending the abuse that happens to animals? Are you saying that's okay? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't think it is. Because that's what it comes away. I mean, that's what veganism should come down to.
Yeah.
It's about the animals when all said and done. It's about the animals, the self, the planet, health, the future, global warming. It's about so many things. But the crux of the matter is we are using and abusing animals that have no say in it. Sentient animals that feel and think as much as your cat or your dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I suppose it helps as well, I think, with any situation where people are kind of coming at you with tough questions or perceived to be tough questions, or people are taking the mickey out of you, or just people are being nasty to you about it. I think sometimes it helps to have a few little tidbits of information in your back pocket that you can pull out, because number one, it makes you feel a bit more confident if you're presented with that situation, and number two, it's just good to carry a couple of useful bits and bobs in terms of information in there.
Just so things you can kind of...
What Paul said about the animals, always bringing it back to the animals, and basically, if you're feeling confident in a situation like that, to kind of just directly say to the person, also ultimately what you're doing is you are putting the life of a sentient animal under your taste buds.
No, above.
Above.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah. You're putting your taste buds above. You said that completely the wrong way around.
Well, I said it right. I said it the wrong way around according to you.
Well, people normally say you're putting this above this. That's
right.
How they, rather than under.
But it made sense. You knew what I was meaning.
Yeah. I wasn't picking on you, Jason. Just,
But that's the key, really. Just having a couple of things to make you feel confident.
You can also get This Isn't Bacon from Sainsbury's now. It's in their new chilled vegan section, which is amazing. Amazing. And if you haven't seen it, check out our shopping vlog where we say it's called Sainsbury's Chilled Vegan Expansion, I think. It's a very recent one. Oh, I nearly cried when I went in. I love Sainsbury's anyway. Shopped in Sainsbury's for a long, long time. And when we saw the vegan expansion, I was just like, wow, amazing.
Well, good for you for saying it, Marcus. Anyway, even if you don't care to repeat it in case it's...
Thank you, Naughty Vegan. Over 200 people watching and only 171 likes. Come on, people. Close the chat. Like the blog. Reopen the chat. Questions now, before we start chatting about some of the amazing things we've watched recently.
Yeah, I'm going to sit back.
Thanks in part to our good friend Caridi, who recommended a couple of things which we then watched. Well, one we've watched, one we're watching.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get on to that shortly. If we're going to sit back like that, we can... Oh, it's all right. Look. There.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice and close. Okay, do you feel nice being close to us?
Why do we do that?
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. I love that song. I wrote a version for Jason when I first met him,
Yeah, still got on tape somewhere.
Well,
Pauline, it's funny that people will accept... It's gone. It's funny that people will accept tips on bargains, relationships, DIY, but not discovering vegan. I agree, Paul. It's about their justification as to why they are paying for animals to be harmed.
And I do think, and I've said this in a few videos and I will say it again, it's important for us all to remember, especially those of us that weren't vegan at some point, that we weren't vegan at some point, and why we weren't, and how we might have reacted to people telling us we should be. That's always so important to keep that in mind, because that saying about a teacher can open a door for you, but you have to walk through yourself. You know what I mean? And I never forget that I was a defensive vegetarian, angry at vegans telling me that I should consider how eggs and dairy got onto my plate. And I was like, it says on the box, happy eggs. Leave me alone with that. I don't eat meat already. I haven't done for 2 decades. And then I allowed myself to be open to the information. And when I saw the information, I was like, why am I not vegan? Oh, in fact, I am from now.
I'll say 2 very quick things. I'll say 1, hello, Goji Man. Goji Man's in the house. You delightful, sir. And I'll also say, he says, always be the vegan that you would have wanted to meet.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I wrote the ebook, Goji, the free and down-to-earth vegan. I wrote it as the guide I wish would have been there for me 7 years ago.
And that's why we did our guide to Catalonia.
And that's why we did our guide to Tenerife, so that people don't have to struggle finding vegan places to eat when they're on holiday.
And that's kind of why we do a lot of this as well.
It is.
Isn't it?
And if you don't follow Goji Man is the best poo inspector on YouTube.
Easily the best poo inspector.
He's
Give it away for saying that.
he's a great health guy, and knows a lot about SIBO and gut problems and the foods that we all should be eating to promote this or dispel that. So check him out.
Yeah,
if you don't already. I mean, the guy's got over 50,000.
Oh yeah, we don't.
I think.
Yeah, you don't even need it. You don't even need the help. But you know what? We all need the help.
And his wife's so lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Check the Goge. Check the Goge.
I'm going to have a little bit more of this lovely Penguin Sands vegan wine. Quite delicious.
Essence of the Celts asks an interesting question. Paul, Jason, what was the highlight of your week? That's quite an interesting question. Do you want to go first? I'm trying to think, what was the highlight of my week?
When I gave myself over to Gemini.
Would you care to elaborate?
Well, I always have a lot of fun. So yeah, there's another channel. Their work used to be on this channel, and then we decided that they should be standing on their own and doing their own thing. The Vegan Queens are made up of mother and daughter, Gemini Andro and Creeping Miasma. They have their own channel, The Vegan Queens. And once a fortnight, they do a Skype chat and talk about the world and politics and veganism and hashtag Tory scum. It's trending. I shared the Webster Dictionary definition, by the way, for scum the other day, which of course is a film of just keeping me in memory.
Bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you. Cheers.
And thank you, Emma. Beautifully, Emma.
Highlight of my week.
Oh,
sorry, go on. Carry on.
What was that?
You were talking about Gemini and the Vegan Queens and Tory scum.
Oh yeah. So they do no, I was somewhere else. I'd gone past all that. Never mind. Carry on with what you were saying.
I was just going to talk about my highlight of the week, but to be honest, it's been pretty drab, truth be known. So I'm going to be really sad and say that my highlight of the week has been my escapism, playing computer games. That's been my highlight of the week. It's not something that I do massively, but I've always been a gamer. And when times get tough and I need to escape, whether that's from thinking too much about work, or thinking too much about all the horror that's going on in the world, just sitting for a few hours and playing video games, and also being able to sit down with Paul, who helps me with the current game that I'm playing. So that's definitely one of my highlights of the week, although it's not, you know, it's not anything particularly special. It's a nice thing. So yeah, there you go.
That's what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my husband.
Gosh, don't even get into that.
Scum. I got the Webster's Dictionary definition the other day, and the main definition is kind of, you know, like a layer of film that sits on rancid water or whatever. The other definition is a bad or immoral person or group of people. Sorry, but if you're going to not feed children, if you're going to not feed children who rely on school meals, that's bad and immoral. And by dictionary definition, that makes you scum. And Angela Rayner was made to apologise for it. Anyway, you should definitely watch the Vegan Queen's last episode, because they go into it much more in depth. Much more in depth. Gemini was very angry about it. Miasma was very angry about it too. Very angry they were, apparently. I shared a video on, I shared a post on YouTube last night, and of course the football supporters were at me straight away, like, don't, because I was talking about Marcus Rashford, who earned £10.4 million in 2019, £200,000 a week. Should we expect people of that kind of wealth? I mean, the tax system should be fairer. That goes without saying. It goes without saying. If you weren't over a certain bracket, like they were talking about doing in America, everyone was terrified about that. If Bernie Sanders got in this tax, it was going to kill everybody. No, it wasn't. It was just going to fairly tax the billionaires and the millionaires. And I think that we have all been programmed to think, well, they've earned it. They should. Do you really think somebody should sit with £1 billion or dollars while there are people on Earth starving? You could never spend £1 billion in a lifetime unless you spent huge amounts every day on property and such. But to live a beautifully comfortable life where you never had to worry about anything, you don't need £1 billion. It's just this whole distribution of wealth thing. It bothers you as well, doesn't it?
Bothers me greatly. It bothers me greatly, and it bothers me so much to the point where I don't talk about it very much, because very few people will ever see me et up or really angry or annoyed about something. But it is one thing that infuriates me, and it also equally infuriates me because there is sod all I can do about it, and it's so unfair. And without wanting to spoil too much, the overarching concept with Mr. Robot is kind of loosely around that, and it tackles the whole distribution of wealth thing.
There's a moment that broke you.
It got me really, really emotional towards the end.
It got me as well, but if ever this is husbandry. If ever Jason starts crying at something before me, I try to be the tough one, so I'm there as a shoulder if he needs one. So I'll just kind of swallow it down and be like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the most unfair thing in the world.
Is. Yeah, absolutely.
And if just for a second, and I know people roll their eyes in the same way that people roll their eyes about socialism, and actually it's socialism that's saving us all right now. Right now, socialism is saving us all. But if we could just for a second imagine a world where people don't have to worry about money anymore. And it seems like it's something that could never happen.
Gemini and Miasma had a great conversation about it, about the distribution of wealth and universal basic income, and how if this system isn't working now, if everything closing down to keep us all safe is going to close businesses, we're doing it wrong. Something's going wrong. Change it. This old parliament system, the old financial systems, they don't work. Change them.
Well said, Tom.
Lift her up. Everyone heard her.
Hi.
Make her come in.
You want to go outside, I know, but just for a second.
People just want to say hello to you, my darling. You've just eaten.
Oh,
don't. Look.
Tiny child.
Look, people just want to say hello to you because you're gorgeous.
There you go. That's all.
That's all.
That's all. There you go.
Goodbye. We love you.
Will and Chris, thank you so much. Preach indeed. Preach indeed. Yes, absolutely. This is what I was saying right back an hour and 20 minutes ago, give or take, at the start of this whole thing. This was what I was saying about. I can't dwell too much on this stuff because it's really, really damaging to dwell on it for too long.
Yes, it is.
And so I dip in, I get this wave of like emotion and this wave of like, oh my God, why are we doing so much wrong still after over 100 years? Why are we still breaking the planet?
White male privilege, toxic masculinity, capitalism.
Go on. Let's try.
Pretty much. Those are the three problems in the world. White male privilege, toxic masculinity, capitalism. Change them, change the world.
Tim.
Save the cheerleader. Save the world.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Tim.
Just because you guys are fantastic.
Oh, cheers, Tim.
Bless.
Tim's one of our new Patreons.
Tim,
in fact,
you're awesome.
Thank you, Tim, for signing up. And Ellie. Tim and Ellie.
I think.
Yes. If I've got that wrong, I'm very sorry. We're new friends, so it takes... and I'm shit with names.
Deb Cat says, a Northern Assembly is coming. Yes. Yeah, I think we're all feeling it a bit at the moment, aren't we? We're all collectively feeling it a bit.
I think Naughty Vegan are off. Good night, Naughty Vegan.
Take care and thank you for joining us. Seriously, thank you for joining us. We will be wrapping up fairly soon, but of course, for a little while longer, we're going to answer a few more questions and we'll probably do what we nearly always do, which was segue slightly into some of the stuff we've been enjoying.
Yes.
Over the last couple of weeks on, wherever it may be. If something springs to mind that's from the tube of views, if it's something that we've seen on Netflix, if it's something that we've seen on Amazon, we will share the stuff that we've been enjoying. I know there were comments earlier on to the negative when it comes to The Haunting of Bly Manor, so I'm not even going to talk about that tonight.
No, I am.
I don't want
I am.
You can.
I am.
You can.
I'm going to talk about Bly Manor because I was unfair with it. Once it got to it's 9 episodes, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Once we'd finished episode 7, I said to Jason, I'm done. I'm done. 5, 6, and 7 dragged. Really dragged for me. But I'm really glad I watched 8 and 9 and completed it because it was all parcelled up nicely. It's just differently made. It's done in a kind of Hammer style, but it's not Hammer. Hammer, by the way, is the most famous British horror production company. Had a bit of a resurgence not so long back with the White Lady or the Grey Lady with Daniel Radcliffe.
I think they've done a few now. To
the
be
Black,
honest.
the Lady in Black.
Yeah,
was it?
With Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah.
That was when they first kind of came out. They've done a few since then. And this tries to emulate that kind of Hammer horror vibe. And it fails a little bit in places, but then it brings it back at the end. However, a good friend of ours, Kerry, when we were asking on Facebook, Kerry K, Yelversoft, love her. She's my soul sister. She recommended 2 things. She recommended Utopia on Amazon. Yeah. Not the original Channel 4 series, which is 2 seasons, but the new American remake, which is 8 episodes. Unbelievable. So good. So good. So good. I loved it. Every single minute of it. It's brilliant. It's clever. It's brutal. It's horrific. It's violent. It's intelligent. It's complex. It's so good. It's so worth watching, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Utopia is amazing.
I don't need to say anything else. You just sold it.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. You're absolutely right. It's spot on. It's perfect. It ticks all the boxes for me. It's got everything in there. The characterization, the acting, the writing, cinematography, the music, all of it across the board. It's spot
amazing.
On. And really close to home as well. Like, I didn't mind that, but for some of you, you might find that a bit disturbing in terms of the fact that it's about a kind of a flu pandemic.
Oh, Evie, if you're in Manchester, have you moved to Manchester? We have a group on Facebook, that vegan group, Vegan Food and Friendships. And there's also a Manchester Vegetarian and Vegan group on Facebook. Both really good places to not feel lonely. And then the other thing, night, Angie, darling.
Night, Angie.
Night, sweetheart.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Sleep well.
And then the other thing that Kay recommended was a series called Unorthodox.
Oh, yes.
Is that Amazon or?
That's Netflix, I think.
No, I think it's Amazon Prime.
Oh. Well, anyway, it'll take 3 seconds to Google it.
It's only 4 episodes. We watched episode 1 last night. I'm hooked. So good. Now, you very rarely see a film or a series or a documentary or blah, 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 that details the rigidity of Orthodox Judaism. You see a lot about Islam and how structured and strict that can be, but you very rarely, very, very rarely in Hollywood or any movie making ever see anything about Orthodox Judaism.
Very true.
So just the first episode was like, wow. Wow.
Mart says
powerful.
Unorthodox is Netflix, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry.
Netflix. So there you go. Yeah, it's brilliant. We only have 1 episode in, but there's only 4 episodes. So, and somebody else asked before what we likely to be watching tonight. We're likely to be watching another episode of Unorthodox.
Yeah, we only watched 1 episode last night and I was already hooked. Such an amazing cast. Such a realistic, although of course dramatized, perspective view of Orthodox Judaism, which is as strict and binding as Islam.
Yeah.
Or as evangelical Christianity.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
But it's something that you very rarely ever see televised.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And
so it's also got
this
journey of discovery, this young girl, there's music in there, there's the fact we've only watched 1 episode, so I don't feel like we're giving too many spoilers away because we've still got to discover it ourselves.
Really emotional, actually.
Her discovery of music, the fact that she's female, she can't play music, she secretly tried to learn to play piano. That all really appealed to us as performers and artists and that. I think it's going to be phenomenal. Thank you to Kerry for recommending it. Yeah.
If the water doesn't break you, there's something wrong.
Somebody.
Beautiful moment.
Yeah. Baptism. Chris and a couple of others have said loving Star Trek Discovery. We're gonna find.
Why did you mention it?
We've got 180 in the house. The numbers may go down if we start doing fanboying over the new series of Discovery. But oh my goodness, 2nd episode in, they are smashing it out of the park. It is phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant. The world is not the same. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
Without a current series of Star Trek.
If there's not a series of Star Trek running,
the world's different.
The world's not right. Yeah.
So anyone that's seen it so far, episode 1 and 2, did the end of episode 1 break you as much as it did us? Did the look on such a good actor. Did the look on his face break you just a little bit? The end of episode 1.
So good.
We were in bits. You should see us sometimes. You should see us. No, you shouldn't. Because we'd be awfully. Well, I'd be awfully. He'd be awfully embarrassed. I'd be fine with it.
I don't know. I'd probably be okay these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Probably.
But,
although it's certain things are very private and personal.
God,
so like
we did cry,
yeah,
didn't we?
it caught me off guard. I think that they're always the worst when it catches you off guard and you're like, oh, where's that come from? Yeah, it caught me off guard, man. I should have been prepared for it.
Mama Vegani, you were safe with us, Jess.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm looking forward to it week on week. And yeah, it's got a special place in both our hearts. And if I'm not mistaken, whilst we're on the subject of Trek and Star Trek, I've got a sneaking suspicion.
Not a bad idea, Gorgie.
I read something the other day that Janeway, Kate Mulgrew, Catherine Janeway, is having a statue erected in the States, some state in America.
Good for them.
Why
shouldn't she?
And I think the state that is putting the statue up is the state that the character Catherine Janeway was born in the Star Trek world in the future. So they're like, Catherine Janeway
was born here,
so we're going to have a statue of her. And it's female empowerment. Captain Janeway, what a captain!
Janeway's my favourite captain.
Phenomenal.
For those of you that don't know, by the way, I am a sucker for a strong female lead.
You are, aren't you?
Be it in a series or a film. So Star Trek Voyager was my everything. Star Trek Discovery, because of Michael, is my everything now. And there are certain films throughout the years with strong female lead characters that have become a deep part of me. The original 1970s Railway Children. 3 strong female characters. Oh, sometimes, Roberta, you're so like me. I love that film. If you say I dare say one more time, I shall scream I dare say. I know that one very well. Garbo Talks and Bancroft, just the most incredible character. Night Mother and Bancroft Sissy Spacek, 2 incredible characters. 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead. Amazing lead, blonde, all the better when it's blonde, links in with Gemini. Blonde female lead in that film.
There's quite a lot of comments here and quite a lot of questions. So Tom and a couple of others have mentioned Sigourney Weaver and the Alien films.
Oh, absolutely. Get away from her, you bitch.
Jason says Janeway is returning in Star Trek Prodigy, Nickelodeon show.
The Colour Purple is incredible. I actually, not only do I have a hard time watching it these days, I have a bit of a hard time talking about it. I think it might be one of the most powerful emotional films ever made. And that scene at the end, the silhouette. Ain't no ocean, ain't no sea, Mackie Dada, keep my sister away from me. Whoopi was incredible. And in fact, every cast member in that was. Do you know what, though? It made me hate Danny Glover, and I don't. I love him.
He's just a really good actor.
Yeah, but the character he played in that.
Yeah.
Till you do right by me, everything you even think about could fail.
Good for him. Good for him. Good for all of them. It's like if you're gonna tell a story like that, you've got to go elbow deep.
You really
know what
have.
I mean? You really need to.
Good night, Helen.
Night, Helen. Blissfully Emma, that's amazing. Proper fangirling over Janeway at the mo. Started watching Voyager from the beginning. Torres and Seven, also strong female leads. Yes!
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Torres is incredible, isn't she? And 7 of 9 is... Oh, have you seen... Right, after you...
Can we just say good night to Goji?
Oh, good night, Goji. But before you go, I need to say this to Emma, because they'll both go together. They're on the same computer. Emma, after you've watched Janeway, after you've watched Voyager, watch Picard. 7 comes back. Picard. Oh,
I could watch that again. We said we were going to watch it again, and we haven't.
Right,
we'll get to the end of
Star Trek because it gets me all emotional.
The last thing I'll say on the subject is when we finish watching Discovery, we're going to watch Picard again.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we are
already watched. Did it kill you? That end bit, that bit broke me. That was two different hands. I was just like, what are they doing? It excited me so much.
It's amazing, just amazing. I think Essence of the Celts. We're in tier 3 as of yesterday. So yeah, although it's not the same lockdown scenario as it was in March, there's more confusion, more mixed messages, more contradictions. What should be open, what shouldn't be open, what is and isn't. It's an absolute cluster, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Right, Gorgie and Emma, if you're both leaving, thank you so much for coming and joining us. Thank you for the super chat. Gorgie, I would really like to get a chat with you and Emma at some point over Skype. Now I've got all my shit sorted out and I actually look as normal as the person I'm talking to instead of like in a bright cloud. I'd love to chat to you about how you got where you are now and how you two met.
It's always nice, isn't it?
That's my favourite part.
Always nice.
I love talking. Love is what the world needs now. Is stories of love. Carol, what's your favourite Jodie Foster film? I've got one. My absolute... I love many of her films. I love Bugsy Malone. I thought she was incredible in that. I love... what's the one where she gives him almond cookies and poisons him? She's only young in that. She's amazing in that. I can't even remember the name of the one where she's the accused.
Silence of the
That
Lambs.
was a harsh film to watch. But I haven't mentioned my favourite yet. I'd like to know what yours is.
Essence of the Celts.
Mine too. Essence.
Muddy paws. yeah. That's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem. You know what, though? I would say, and you know, some people find this slightly controversial, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Just wear a freaking mask. Just wear a freaking mask. Seriously. While you're out and about, you know, and you're in a public space because with the best hope in the world for social distancing, sometimes it's really difficult.
Mandy,
wear a mask.
Flatliners.
What?
Are you talking about Jodie Foster? She's not in Flatliners.
Jodie Foster in Flatliners.
That's Julia Roberts.
It's Julia Roberts. Yeah, there's some Patrick Stewart fans in the house. I would concur. He's a fine man. A very fine man and a very fine captain. Stubborn, though. Stubborn as a mule.
What's the film where she poisons the man with almond cookies? Jodie Foster.
It's not Taxi Driver, is it?
I don't think so.
I don't recall. She's very young in Taxi Driver, but she's fabulous in it.
Yeah, Contact is one of my favourite films of all time, much like The Lovely Katia.
Mark says Contact and the Accused.
Yeah, Contact is just so amazing. It's funny because I was disappointed with it at first when I was younger, and it's took me owning it on DVD and watching it goodness knows how many times to kind of really get the movie. And then I read the book by Carl Sagan. Do you know he never got to see the film finished?
And it wasn't like a week or something? Wasn't it like really close?
6 months.
Was it right? I knew it was really close. Jem, girly girl, go, guys. Thanks for a great evening. Thanks
for joining us. Thank you so much.
I'll tell you a little secret. when we get to the end of this wine, we're going as well.
Yeah. So if you've got any more questions, throw them out now because we're going to go and watch another episode of Unorthodox. The things we've eaten tonight, I would buy both pastry plats.
Yes.
And try them out.
Do you feel the same as me about the Asda roast?
I think I would enjoy it more on a sandwich with butter alternative and stuffing.
Yeah.
Because that's just me over Christmas. You know, I'm really kind of. I like stuffing. You don't.
No, not really. I think it was Kelly that said earlier. Oh, I think she just said it again. The Asda roast is nice cold and with gravy. So I might try it again.
Yeah, we'll try it. We'll try it tomorrow. It was Ellie. Tim and Ellie thought it was. Yeah, Tim and Ellie have become a patron. You're a couple, aren't you, Tim and Ellie? Of course you are.
Will and Chris, that's a really good question, actually. Are any of the food choices tonight repeating on you? No.
No.
That's a good question, actually. It seems like a daft one, but it's a really good one. No, it's all sitting really, really nicely.
But we had a good mix of veg.
We had a good mix of veg, yeah.
That's fair. I think veg. I think if you can, that's one of our things. If you can have a good salad or a veg with every meal, it doesn't half help.
Yeah, and also we were drinking water as well, water and wine. But you know, we were drinking water whilst we were eating the food, which I think helps a little bit with digestion and stuff as well. So, yeah, Chris.
Oh, Chris and Will.
That's a shame.
Just repeat on me. That's such a shame.
Try the bird's eye ones. They're gorgeous. If you haven't already, they're really nice.
Wild About Nature, is that the one where she poisons the guy, the little girl that lives down the lane, 1976? Is that the one where she makes the almond cookies and he's sat in her front room? And it's one of them, what's he called?
Mama Vegana says, yep.
What's he called that was in Kirk Douglas? It's him, isn't it? Is it Kirk Douglas when he was younger?
It is.
Who says?
Mama Vegana. Jessica, thank you so much for joining us. Going now, guys. Lovely to speak to you all. Night. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. She's called Rin.
Such a good film. I mean, I've not seen it for years, so I would have to kind of recap. Martin Sheen, thank you.
Martin Sheen.
Thank you. Yes. Yes. That's who it is.
And I would just...
She poisons him with arsenic because arsenic tastes like almonds and she makes almond cookies and puts arsenic in it.
Awful.
No, it's horrible.
Oh, okay. And asked, greetings from Greece, guys. Thank you for being here and reminding us of the wonderful, wonderful place that you live. Although I'm saying that, we've not really experienced Greece as a whole.
We've experienced falling in love with Kefalonia.
Yeah.
But I imagine that much of Greece is very much the same.
Yeah.
It's the people, it's the sea, it's the scenery, it's the food. It's an incredible place. I wish we'd have got there this year or last year even. We never got there last year either, did we?
No.
2017 and 18 we went.
Yeah. Yes, I think Gabby SPN has left us as well, or is about to. So yes, thanks all so much for just being here for another one of our, our kitchen sessions, our kitchen lives.
Yeah, and I hope this has been both reasonably entertaining and helpful. As we say, definitely would recommend buying both pastry plats for over the festive period. Although we'll have to see what they're like cold. But hot, they were lovely.
Beautiful.
I may try the roast again tomorrow cold. I'll let you know on Instagram and Facebook how that is. So, yeah.
But we also are going to be donating some to the fam, of course, as we said at the start, because there's plenty left over. So, Paul's mum, my mum and dad will pass a little bit on and see what they think as well. See how they fancy it. Oh, nice one, Marts. 1365. That is great. Watched all our YouTube stuff, but this is first live. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm so glad you've joined us.
Brilliant.
And I'm right glad you enjoyed it.
We intend to, and
You
ask.
should come visit again for sure. Oh yeah, I mean definitely if we can get to. I can't even talk about it seriously without getting emotional, so I won't.
I think Tom mentioned it before. I think he'd mentioned something about the fact that it's even better now than it was before for vegan stuff, like in the supermarkets and things. So many alternatives, so many different things going on.
But yeah, we can. I mean, you should check out our guide to Kefalonia video. I think that tells you, even though we didn't even have a camera then, we did it all with our phones.
Yeah.
And we just tried to cover as much as we could, and it was a beautiful vlog to make. I so enjoyed making that vlog.
It was awesome.
And I will never forget that day at Antisimos Beach, where
Beautiful.
I snorkeled naked. Incredible. Nothing's ever felt like that. Muddy Paws, thank you so much, my love. Thank you. These super chats really do help.
Thank you.
Incredibly. So thank you to everybody that super chatted us. Oh, Carol, it's my birthday today. Just thought I'd say as I would love. Right. You ready?
It's quite an appropriate
I'm
place
glad
to
you said
finish
it.
things off, isn't it?
You ready?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carol. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
There we go.
Happy birthday, Carol.
Nice. Nice. I feel as though that's an appropriate place to wrap things up this evening. Quite a few comments from people thanking us for the live tonight and that they've enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Got a lot from it.
So much.
It means a lot to us.
Thank you, Angarad's live. And
yes.
Check out Angarad's channel. Angarad used to play. Angarad was Melody on CBeebies, and now she's got a great little channel. Loads of dead accessible, easy vegan recipes, and a gorgeous pet rabbit called Fudge.
All of that.
You need no more. Go there.
All of that. Absolutely. Yeah. But you've all been amazing. There's been some really good questions. Thank you to the vast majority of you for sticking around.
On the wreck.
Thank you, Kelly. Amazing. Thank you to all of our mods.
Yes, thank you, Kelly, Lauren and Leanne, so much for always being here to support us and making sure that the chat runs smoothly. You girls rock, and we love you. Yeah. Very, very much. Amazing that we have kept a steady crowd in tonight, and we're always chuffed when the numbers are up, the comments are flowing, the thumbs up are up. That's always a winner as well, and we genuinely really appreciate it. So thank you very, very much. It helps keep us sane, and we hope deep down in our hearts that it helps to keep you a little bit sane as well. Yes. In these weird times that we're all living in. So we'll be back with another live this Friday coming, when it will be a Halloween themed quiz. Halloween special. And then on Saturday, the Vegan Queens have a very special Halloween episode. They won't be live, as in on the video, but they'll be live in the chat because we're going to set it as a premiere so that Miasma has already arranged to use Stuart's channel. The library's open. Excellent. Gemini's asked me if she can use those vegan guys. Excellent. To, come and have a chat. Lots coming up. So we'll be there in the chat, and yeah, that's Saturday night. Pop that in your diary. Pop it in your diary, kids. Do it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, everybody who supports us by simply watching, liking, subscribing, sharing. Thank you so much to everyone who's a member of our channel, who's a Patreon, who gives us super chats, who spends time with us, who enjoys our company, who you support us, and it feels wonderful, and we love that. Thank you. We love you. Love you, mister. Love you. Mwah. We'll see you again very soon. And until we do, please be excellent to yourselves. Don't do trouble. Bye, loves.
Bye bye.